Slot. I thought you were leaving. Shalom, shalom. We the real Hebrew Israelites, man, coming out of GMS Birmingham camp. Before we get started, we're going to start off by giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, the ones to the head elders and apostles, the great millstone who grew well and teach well. Also, going to give a shout out there to the hopeful elect, to Joachim and Fiwakwa, who are believers of this word, but not just believers, but doers as well. And again, to you, of course, we'd like to say shalom.
Shalom.
All right, so here we are again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. Of course, coming back to you by the way of prophecy, man. All right, as we see in the things that are happening within the planet Earth right now, prophecy is taking hold upon the planet Earth. All right, but if I may, let's start right here.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's what we are commanded to do. To speak down in the ears of his people the words of prophecy. Now, if I may say, of course, you may say we sound like a broken record, but that's the mercy of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. You see, these are the things heed upon as the brother's finna pull it out and bring it out. You got it.
Come, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
So, and that's another thing too. We're not coming out the mouth of our own horns, man. All right, these are the words of Yahweh Shem Shah, man. All right, you got it out.
Come, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
So these things are faithful and true, man. These things that we're about to tell you about, they're faithful and true. All right, and see, we're seeing these things happening right now, man.
Come, fear not the imaginations fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee speak against thee. Yeah, because here it is, we're in the last days, man. Where every man is leaning upon his own delusion. All right? You got different philosophies, different beliefs, different religions out there, man. But the Lord said, let not those things trouble you, man. All right? You got it?
Romans, what if some had not believed?
That's it.
Shall I make the words of Yahweh Shem Shah of no effect? Most High forbid.
That's it.
Yahweh Shem Shah is not a man that he should lie, man. All right?
That's it. And if I may, just speaking upon that point, because guess what? When the smoke clears and the dust settles, we shall see who the last one standing, man. All right? So therefore, we're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah boldly to tell you these things, man. Because what it says, what is that? Prophecy, you know, all things are true. Favor yourself. But we'll get that. You got to continue.
Come.
Yeah, the what? A sure word of prophecy, man. Here we got a sure word of prophecy over here, man. So we understand when the smoke clears and the dust settles, hey, the saints gonna be the last one standing. We just hope to be of that number, man. You got it.
Come. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
And that's for a lot of you unbelievers out there. You're gonna die in your unfaithfulness, man. Matter of fact, if I may, get Isaiah 66, verse 4. Because there's gonna come a point in time where the Lord is gonna lead you niggas unto your delusions, man. Everything that you believe in and you invest in, whether it's the money demon, the woman, Esau Edom himself, the Lord is gonna lead you unto that, man. You're gonna have to answer for that. You got it, huh?
Con, this is Isaiah 66 and verse 4. I also would choose their delusion.
That's it. Lord said, I will choose their delusion, right? You got it.
And will bring their fears upon them.
Yeah, your fears. Yeah, your biggest gangster in the hood, you don't know that nigga scatter spiders, man. You got it.
Because when I called, none did answer.
Because when he called, none did answer. Yeah, you niggas walk by, you talk shit, you know. You say I'm a nigga. We had a guy one time a few years ago, he looked at the sign and said to himself, look, I don't know what that is, I'm a nigga. Okay, he gonna lead you to your fucking delusion. You got it.
When I spake, they did not hear.
Because when he spake, you didn't hear. You turned the shoulder. You turned the ear. You didn't want to hear the good news, man. You got it.
But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not.
But you continue to do evil before the eyes of the Lord, man. Which you scripture speak about the eyes of the Lord is brighter, 10 times brighter than the sun. The Lord see your filth, man. You see? But the difference is between us and them, hey, we're repenting. All right? We're seeking Yahweh by Shema Shah. We ask the Lord, let us be found blameless. All right? But blot out our transgressions. But as for you guys on the other side, man, here it is. You continue to do those things that the Lord like not. Like we were speaking on, what was that, last Sunday? Sodomy, for example. Niggas know that shit ain't right within the spirit. That's why you got a such thing as being in the closet, man. But you want to continue to dwell in that spirit, you know? And here it is in these last days, they prideful in it now, man. Oh, you got such thing as Pride Month. You know, you boasting in it, and you know that shit ain't off. It's like you know that shit off, man. You know, a man on man, a woman on woman. You know, those are the things that the Lord are not pleased with, man. So guess what? The Lord is going to lead you to your delusions, but you got it.
If I may get in the NLT.
Yeah, you got it.
Isaiah 66 and 5 in the NLT. Hear this message from the Lord, Yahweh by Shema Shah, all you who tremble at his words. Hey, and that's for those who tremble at his word, who fear the Lord. It says, your own people hate you and throw you out for being loyal to my name. Let the Lord, Yahweh by Shema Shah, be honored. They scoff, be joyful in him, but they will be put to shame. So yeah, you know, and people gonna hate us for this word. We see, you know, as the elder Monaka Zakba, you know, do videos on how Jake scoff at this word. And really they hate Yahweh Shah. They hate order. They don't want to be told what to do. But it says, let the Lord be honored. They scoff, be joyful in him, but they will be put to shame. So ultimately for your unbelief, for you mocking the words of the Lord, for you turning the shoulder, the Lord gonna put you to shame, man, by you being put to death.
And it's gonna lead you to your own, if I may, speaking back on that delusion, he's gonna lead you niggas to your own delusions, because in that day, you're gonna have to cry on Allah, Buddha, whoever it is, man, that dollar, you know, all because you don't believe and you cast away the Yahweh Shema Shah away. You know, so it's gonna lead you to delusion. You know, what you got?
This is the book of Romans 1 and verse 21. Because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as Yahweh, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. So I can jump down. The point is, in verse 32, I'm reading that NLT, say, they know Yahweh's justice requires that those who do these things deserve to die. Yet they do them anyway. Worse yet, they encourage others to do them. And this is why Yahweh Shema Shah is setting the division, you know, between ones that return back to him, faithful and true. You know, looking at that word true, it means basically a foundation. And the foundation is something fixed. You know, something that's it's stable. So you're gonna have a stable foundation, whereas everybody who believes in these lies or wants to believe in whatever they want to believe in, eventually their foundation's gonna shake. Right now, there's not too much shaking going on. You know, they come up to us, they hear about the words of the Lord, and they can refuse it, and they can walk off and be successful, whatever. Very soon, the Lord's gonna shake things so much that just your foundation, there ain't gonna be no more walking off away from the truth. There ain't gonna be no more walking away from judgment, no more walking away. It says that they know the things that they doing is gonna lead unto death, but they do them anyway. And they even encourage others. It says worse yet, they encourage others to do them too. And that's all you find in this world, man. A bunch of people that encourage you to do is live an evil life and walk evil and wicked the same way they do, knowing they're gonna die. That's how little they care about you in your life. That's why I turn it back to the Lord. This is really survival in itself. You got it, brother.
Yep, just going back, man. These guys, they walk by and they, like the elder said, they walk by and not knowing. See, they don't feel that pressure yet. You know what I mean? Because the niggas still, you go to the grocery store and get them a 50-cent juice. But it's gonna come to pass. Matter of fact, get that. I'll bring it up.
This is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. And when it's coming to pass, lo, it will come.
Oh, lo, it will come. Meaning it will happen. Habakkuk 2 and 3, man. You got it?
Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
Then shall you know that a prophet hath been among them. And if I may, I must give credit unto Yahweh Yahweh Shem Yahushua first and foremost, man. You're gonna know that Yahushua was amongst you, man. All right, but you're gonna know through the flesh, through the vessel that he used, whatever prophet that among you. It may be the brother Raheem, you know what I mean? But you gonna know, hey, Raheem told you so, nigga. You know, when those days come to pass, man. You know,
I'm going back, just backing up what you said. This is the book of Proverbs 1 and verse 22. It says, how long ye simple ones will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Because basically talking about this truth, man. Because that's the reason why people are not hearkening to the truth, because they hate knowledge. Niggas hate correction, man. You tell a nigga don't eat pork, because God says so, now he mad at the Lord, man. It's a reason why niggas should be destroyed. Continuing on, it says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And like the brother just mentioned, that was going to be in the form of the prophets, man. And what the scriptures say, whoever receive a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet reward. But it also say, if you do something bad to the prophet, it's like you doing something bad to the Lord, man. So that's the perfect thing of Yahushua, because he got 2/3 of niggas set up here in these latter days to reject this word. You know, to scoff at it, make fun of it, and to ultimately ignore it, man. Like the brother mentioned earlier, niggas just walk on by like everything all fine and dandy, and soon you're going to be destroyed, man. You know? It says, I will turn you on my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have stretched out my hand. Because I have called and you refuse, because I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at night all my counsel and with none of my reproof. So again, the Lord, he has been giving you chances to get right with the Lord, to get right, to have a reasonable relationship so you can be saved in these latter days. But niggas declining, man. The Lord gave you a chance during the pandemic. Niggas started to get right for a second. But soon as things started to go back to normal, niggas went back into their folly, man. Just showing you that Yahweh Shema is setting these people up for the get-go here in these latter days, man. You know?
I got one for you, brother. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sinners against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, just going back, man. You know, because nigga ain't put down immediately. Therefore, a mo gonna continue to be a mo. You know, and he's gonna pass that doctrine on, man. Like judge. You know what I mean? Because again, not read it again. I'm shocked.
Because sinners against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Yeah, he hasn't been put to death yet. Got it?
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, he's gonna continue in his abomination, man. All right, all because the Lord ain't came down. Maybe he don't believe, because judgment ain't been brought forth upon him yet for that nigga to believe, man.
Yeah, it says when crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do evil.
Woo, that's it. Yeah, that's why a thief continue to steal, man. You know, because he ain't got caught yet, man. You know, but just wait till the lights go out, man. The Lord's gonna get you niggas, man. You know, oh, matter of fact, that's fishes. You got that? That's fishes caught up in there. You get that bottom of the shop.
That show you how important it is for rulership in kingdoms and you to be ruled over a wise king. And that's why, because they're the ones that lay down the law. They say when justice or decisions, judgment isn't executed, that's all from the top down. You know, you can't leave it up to the people to judge themselves. They don't do it right. You know, they barely know how to do their homes. But from the top down, this is where orders decided. This is where orders brought in. And these people would rather have chaos. So of course, that's all you see. It's like a cancer. It's going to spread. Abominations is like cancer.
And that's the spirit. Oh, that's the spirit. And you know, like you said, abominations is like cancer. And who's basically pushing out these abominations? Well, it's the men that are ruling right now, man. Matter of fact, about the shop, what's that, about 10 and 10? You know, because ultimately, this is why we need our shop. This is why these complaints are going out.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Yeah, and that's the spirit. It started with the top of the shop. And that's the spirit because it's the spirit that our people come into, man. All right? They know him not their time. Who else don't know his time? Esau, Edom, man. That's why when he was going throughout the lands, you know what I mean, stealing kingdoms through unrighteousness, he knowing not his time, man. He knowing not that the Lord really have a certain time stamp for him, man. All right? But here it is, when prophecy unfolded, of course, prophecy unfolded, you know, the prophets are upon the scene. We're condemning this devil. Now he's seeing the things happening. Now he's know the clock is short, man. You know? And that's what's going to cause him to come down with great wrath upon you Israelites, man. You know?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 10, starting at the top. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
So here it is. This is why we need righteousness. Because a wise judge will instruct his people. And the government, what is that?
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Yeah, considering the times. You know what I mean? Esau, Edom, he don't give a fuck about you people, man. It says one to him who basically don't care about his own, roughly paraphrasing, you know? He don't really give a fuck about you people, man. You know? That's why you people are walking out here like fucking wild chickens with your head cut off, man. People just all over the place, man. You know, you got doctrines and philosophies, everybody bumping heads and shit. You know? That's because who's in the ruling seat right now, man? You got it, huh?
Come. As the judge of the people is himself,
That's it.
so are his officers.
And even going back to that precept, yeah, these people don't consider the times, man. They don't give a damn what's going on, man. You know? This nigga finna go get an egg roll right now, you know what I mean? Not even considering it. You might die on your way there. You know? You got it, huh?
Come. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
And America is full of violent homos, man. So that's like it to the rulers that be, man. You know, this is the place that we live in. You know, and we seek for Yahweh Shah again, like I mentioned, those complaints are going up to the heavens because this devil need to be brought down low, man. You see? Got it.
Come. An unwise king destroys his people.
That's it.
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Yeah, unwise king destroyed his people, man. Through the prudence of them that are
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
yeah, but the city shall be inhabited, man, through the prudence. The prudence, man. Hey, and it's a separation even right now, man. You know, we over here fighting for the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, the elect, man. The house of David. That's a separation from this fucking kingdom out there, Babylon the Great, man. You niggas ain't prudent, man. You ain't considering the time. You're not putting on your armor. You're not gathering your shield of faith. You know, the sword, which is the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It's a separation within that, man. You got it, huh?
Come. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
Yeah, but that's one thing about it. The power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord. So yeah, Esau, right now, you got the ruling seat right now. But the power of the earth is in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. You got it.
And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable.
And here it is, your time is in me. All right? That due time is coming. Okay? And we seeing it again. Hey, hate to sound like a broken record, but it's by the way of prophecy, man. You got it, huh?
Come. In the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man.
Yep.
And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his armor.
I mean, it ain't true. That's what it's talking about. The ones who have these wills not to understand it. That's why it says the person of the scribe shall he lay his armor. You know. Just going back to week forward, to this downfall and that separation, it says 2 Peter 3, and I'll just get to the point in 3 and verse 13 in the NLT. But we are looking forward to the new heavens and new earth he has promised. A world filled with the Most High's righteousness. Yeah, going back to what, brother said on separation, 2/3, looking for a continual city here. We're looking forward to that which is to come, the kingdom of heaven. We hastening for this place to be destroyed, where Esau is ruling, everything is out of course. He's changed the holy ordinances, but the hopefully that are looking for the downfall of that earnest expectation of the future, waiting for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High, what prepare praise. That's all creation is groaning and looking forward to this devil being taken out of place. How much more so the hopefully that? We're looking for the downfall of this devil and the righteous kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, and our Lord Yahweh Shai being set up here on planet Earth, man.
Hey, just going into, because we've been given the understanding, man, on how this shit is fucked up, man. Now, when you was in the world, you had a feeling like something ain't right about this place, but here it is with wisdom increases much sorrow. So we understand that this place is fucked up, man. We're in our right minds now through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, now we understand why when you look at grass through concrete, it's the earth fighting back. You may not know what that meant in the world, but now that you do, now you know, but through wisdom, man. You see, you understand that it's off that a fucking pigeon eat Popeyes, man. You understand that, bro, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, man. And therefore, with that, we're hastening and looking for a new heavens and a new earth. We got a reason to seek for a new heavens and a new earth now, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. You got that up? Right now.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, in verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way.
That's it. Through thy precepts we have get it understanding, man. Therefore we hate every false way. You may look at us as bitter men. You're always black, angry men, you know what I mean? But no, we just hate every false way, man. Because we have been given the understanding and knowledge of the scriptures by Yahweh Shai. Oh, we've been given the blueprint of life, man.
That's it, bro.
And this place don't fucking implement no light. It don't produce light. Everything here is fucking death, man. And of course, it's gonna vex you, man, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai. Because what? We have get through our precepts, we get an understanding, man. And we hated the false way, man. This place is fucking false. The lies and deceit, the trickery. Oh, like, man, the brother Malachi was talking about, hey, ain't no truth in America. Goddamn game cheats you out to coins and shit. God damn, you know what I mean? Like, shit, you can't get away from this shit. But that's why we need this place to be destroyed, man. The smallest matters, man. From the dust on the earth to the heavens. All this shit is defiled, man. We need this place to be destroyed. This thus saith the Lord, man, that it's gonna happen. Go back.
I got something real quick just to back you up. It's the book of Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people move.
That's it. That's why you complain about your medical bills, man. Or your cable bill, or whatever it is, your phone bill, whatever it is, man. Your job. Because what? The wicked are in authority, man. All right? There's nothing righteous about this place, man. The preacher, nigga complain about the preacher, man. This place needs to be destroyed, man. All of it, man. And that's why these complaints are going out to the Lord, man. It's all a tab unto Esau Edom, man. You see?
If I may, the Lord talk about how certain things going to reach its level or its limit. Basically, figuratively fill his cup. One that comes to mind is reached unto heaven. Iniquity is reached up to heaven. And so there's a certain point where the Lord, we're talking about all the abomination. We only got so much time to really put it out there. We can go for hours. But how much, the Inquisition, about how much Esau is just defiling this land, just giving us more things to go into. You could have a whole segment for the last 5 years. Forget about, but just showing you how evil and wicked this place is and the man that ruleth over. I got a quick one out. How about the shot? This is Sirach 14 and 5. It said, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? And you got a man that will put sit people in a lab just so they could put nanoparticles into something that they can later inject into you and try to use it against you sometime in the future, man. Now you got to register as a cyborg because in 2020 he done gave you something that, you know, it got graphite in it and it rewrote your script. So this is the level, and who want to deal with that? You barely, you know, you just woke up, you got coffee, and that's the first thing you sit trying to sip your coffee, that's the first thought that come in your mind. What's a cough? And now these coughs got blood coming up, there's blood in your stool. Like you have so many reasons really to see that this ain't paradise. To go on and say he shall not take pleasure in his goods, and we know that it's dealing with Esau. He's evil to himself. All right, he's going to turn against his own people. Just the fact, you know, that's the spirit. Just the fact you got homelessness amongst Edomites. Because in the kingdom, they going to have a homeless Jake population, a homeless Judite population, a small population of the Ephraimites. They just can't get it together. We got aid going in there. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got a drug addict of a Simeonite that just can't get it together, man.
You can bring that back out one more time, that end part, because it said that he should not be satisfied with his good.
It says, let me read the whole thing. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
So that make you think of wrong. Like here it is, you be violent, wrong. It showed by its setup and its inception of how they went about things in this political structure. But that was a failed political cast, so to speak. I shouldn't try it again. No, he tried it again, man. He revived it. So that was a bad thing. So you're gonna do it to yourself again? Continue.
It says he shall not take pleasure in his goods.
He shall not take pleasures in his goods. Esau has the fatness of the earth now.
Yeah.
Show me one thing that he's saying, you know what? That's enough. I'm content with that. He made water better. You got better air. You have better grass. Everything that the Lord has given into Esau dominion, Esau said he could make it better. He's not satisfied with anything that the Lord has given him. When the Lord gives us, he gives us, hey, the woman might got nice thighs, and you got a decent little $40,000 per year job. Jake be cool with that. That's the little bit that the Lord gave us on this side. Jake is content with that little. The Lord gave Esau the fatness of the earth, and he still can't be satisfied with his own goods, man. So what makes you think that he's going to fulfill your needs and his goods when he couldn't satisfy himself? So how could he satisfy you when you're living a life based off of his reality now? You're just going to be miserable. That's all that's indicative of that you should develop a degenerative mindset and appreciation for the Lord in all of his ways, man. And we see it now. But you got it, Salah.
See it now. Hey, you got BBLs, man. You got you know, you got breast reductions. You know, you got so much points of what's going on with the proof of Esau just being a demon, and it shows up everywhere in your life. You got it, Yeshai. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, back that up, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 39 and verse 26. Principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing.
Yep, all these things were made for them, you know, basically benefit you positive, in a heavy positive way. But continue, it says,
Verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly.
God, if I may, because the brother brought out the righteous is in authority. This is good for the righteous. You know, we consider these things, we're grateful for these things, take care of these things, you know what I mean? Even brothers in your personal walk, you know, you might got a plant or something you prune to take care of, you know, grateful for water, you know, certain brothers, you know what I mean? You got me to get deep enough, but even brothers consider the different waters that you drink, the food, the seasonings, whatever it is. Because all these things was created for the God. Let's continue.
So to the sinners they are turned into evil.
But to the sinners, they're turned into evil. Esau, you know what I mean? He get that shit, he like, nah, a little bit of drunk or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? he got to add more to it. What's that?
I say ingredients you can't even pronounce.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's man. Chloride, you know. Fluoride, but all the things that he added is death too.
Yeah.
That's why even during his laws and legislation, he always got to add unto them because they're imperfect. Man. The Lord ain't got to change what he got.
That's it. Hey, if I may go into the medication, it's really to keep coming back. You know, and the Lord got herbs in the earth that he made for you, man. But here it is, you go down to the ways of the devil. Oh, that's why Yahweh said, when you drink of this water, ye shall be satisfied. But you drink the ways of Esau, Edom, nigga, you don't get that cotton out, you know what I mean? He drunk a Coke or something, quench his thirst, now he got cotton out, man. And now you know what I mean? Now you buying more Cokes. And you just, what they say, you knock off like, what, 10 minutes of your life or some shit? You, goddamn, you know what I mean? But that's the ways of the devil, man. You know, that's why we consider these certain things, like certain herbs, you can't even put them together. You know, they gonna throw some off. You know, because that's why the scripture said these things are for the godly, man. You know, it ain't for Esau, Edom. This guy, matter of fact, you can get that service upon horses, about the shop, because he's a servant. You know, he knows nothing. His perfect lot is to what? Kill, steal, and destroy, man. You know, that's why you gotta keep these motherfuckers in chains, man. You know, put his ass out there in the field where he fucking belongs, man. You know? What you doing in the kitchen? You know? What the hell you doing in the kitchen? Get his ass up out of here, you know? You got it.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. I've seen service upon horses and princes walking in service upon the earth.
Yeah, that's Jake, huh? Jake is walking as service upon the earth. You know? They're considered, you know, the rich, they're low right now. That's really dealing with those who are rich in faith, really. Because 2/3 of our people right now, they're cut off. They're degenerate plant, degenerate vibe, man. They really done away with it. They got to come back to the loins of the elect, all right? But as for the ones who are kingly minded, who dwell with wisdom, all right, who seeking thrones and scepters, all right, those are the ones that are walking upon the earth. But as for the servants, the scripture said, "Woe to you who king is a child." You know, those servants that are upon horses right now, you know, again, he got to add more to the herbs. He got to find a way to keep you coming back, like the elder spoke upon BBLs, recipe. Like, come on, man. Why the fuck is this guy in the ruling seat, man? You know, get this guy out of here, man. That's the spirit that we're in right now, man.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 4, starting at verse 26. Then I jump down. It says, "Then answer ye me and say, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hastens fast to pass away." If I may, you know, we searching. You know, we marveling at the things we see here, and we're hoping for these things to quickly, you know, pass away. It says, "And cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities." You know, so the things that the Lord has for his elect, we can't even comprehend or fathom in this current rulership, right? But it said this world hastens to pass away. That's why, you know, going back to that 2nd Peter, you know, going back to that hopeful, you know, expectation, we're looking forward to these things coming to pass so we can be set up in righteousness, man. Earth where it dwelleth righteousness. But
you gotta search it. So you gotta have a spirit of searching on you. I think it's written on it's of Kings. It's a matter of the Kings to search out what? Search out the Kings. You have to search out of them. So hey, that's the spirit. We got the matter. We got the spirit of kings. And we headed to a kingdom. We talking about a kingdom. Eventually, that's what we want to be restored in this land. And the land is earnestly wanting to restore the same thing. Right? I think earnest even go into like that aspiration, like you're looking forward to something happening. You got a different definition of it?
Not eagerly.
Eager. Yeah, you eager. That means you like anticipate, like you ready. You're on the edge of your seat for something so we're not just passively like, yeah, one day, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the, you know, Jamaican. One day, man. You know what I'm saying? Someday off. But until then, brother, you know, nah, man, we eagerly, like we right there, like forget all this. Because it said the more thou searches. So what are we searching for? We just look around. You got nuclear, right? more nukes being built as we speak. You got warships on the side of Venezuela. Foreign countries got American warships on the side, enemy warships on the side of it, right? You got skirmishes and little things popping off. You got wars and rumors of war. You got all the signs. So easily, the more you search this, we're going to tell you what they are. As a matter of fact, this is like a search factory amongst the brothers. Yep. And then that's where they shoot information to each other.
I got one for you. You got it. Sirach 5:15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great or small matter. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
Right, because we ain't nuclear physicists ourselves. That's what a smart ass Edomite would say. Are you do you have a classified pass clearance to know how many nuclear, you know what I'm saying? No, we just search, you know, and the Lord Spirit put the Spirit on us to do so.
But it's always a brother that's into nuclear fission. He's into what you got a science for. It's 2 or 3 brothers that's in different parts of America. They're into that, and they're gonna help us and update us, optimize us basically to get on that level with them, man.
Yeah, we got some experts.
Yeah, we got experts too.
Experts in the faith. Experts in the faith.
And that's you know, as the brother just read. So it's simple matters, it's large matters, it's everything that we got to deal with, because we got to deal. We dealing with reality, and this is just what happens when you're dealing with reality. The Lord wake you up, man. So you go to work, and this is likened to a labor that we involved with, and it's tedious. It's another thing that I say about searching things out. It's like a tedious matter. You know what I'm saying? You know how to quote it? It's a scripture that says like a tedious thing to go ahead and search things out too. You know, or it's like a suffering. You're gonna suffer to go through many books, and you're gonna suffer to read and go through these searching matters out. So it's also a suffering, but that's what the Lord put the Spirit on us to do. But that's why you don't have many that want to do it.
Weary to the flesh.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, it's a weariness, man. You get tired, you know, because your body. Naturally, you gotta go to bed, but you really want to stay up and watch that Rothschild documentary. You know, and you want to clock what he doing next. And you really want to know, you know, if the Lord if we really cared, or if we really didn't have the faith, we'd be showing up to the Bilderberg meeting outside somewhere in Copenhagen, trying to see, you know, can I get in here? But we really actually want to know, and the Lord provided information for us to know that. That's why the internet opened up the floodgates for knowledge. Now we got AI overviews and things. There's no turning back, man. We locked in through the Spirit. You got
I got something real quick to bag you up. It's the book of St. Matthew 13, verse 17. It says, "For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see."
Hey, it's the prophets and the righteous men. So that also gives us hope. Because the righteous is who the kingdom of heaven is for, right? And the prophets prophesy things that's yet to happen. So naturally, we're going to talk about things that ain't happened yet. That's out of the realm of y'all expertise. Y'all don't got experts in that field. As a matter of fact, Esau want experts in that field. That's why I say he got monthly prognosticators. All right, he got soothsayers himself. He got Chaldeans working on the left-hand side. He got all type of witchcraft going on from the White House down. It's all some Masonic witchcraft, 33-degree bullshit that he got trying to, on the left-hand side, they got an operation, matter of fact. What's that, operation something, so they can see into the future. They don't round up as many people as they can to try to see, you know, into the future. They got to see like one of them is Palantir. Well, that's the latest one. But they had one back in the day, Looking Glass. Yeah, the water. Looking Glass is like, so they can look into the future. So it's not just, so the prophets now, we have an understanding of things that's to come. So naturally, this is a study in itself, man. And the Lord only set up certain people, as a brother going into. Not everybody was given this. So really, it's kind of under wraps, it's to the side, but it's every day in your face. And at the end of the day, it's the word of the prophets that going to go forth. And everybody else's statements are going to fall flat on their ass. Go back a shot.
It says, "Verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them."
It's mystical. That's what mysticism and all that is about. Anything mystic has a mystery to it. Anything with a mystery is not easy to comprehend, understand. It could be right in front of your face, but you don't see it. There's symbols involved. There's numbers, numerology involved. Right? What's it?
Okay, just going back into in the ancient world during the Roman Empire. They knew that the Roman Empire was going to end, but they knew it was going to end this lifetime. You know, it was mystic back then.
Right. Oh, mystery of iniquities off already work.
That's it.
Right.
John, it says, continuing on, it says, and have desired to see those things and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them.
Precisely dealing with end times. They call it eschatology. Yeah, man, you're dealing with brothers that have been taught and learned in this thing and rehearsing this and become experts in it. You see, become experts on the downfall of a country that ain't fall yet. Be experts in the things that haven't happened yet, based upon prophecy. You got it, brothers.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Going to what the elder was speaking upon, just searching out different things. Hey, the desire of wisdom bring it to a kingdom. That's what the men of the Lord are doing. They're searching. You got different brothers with different talents. The scriptures go into that, man. You got it,
If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore.
And that's what we do. We honor wisdom, right? Because when you actually go into what wisdom gives everlasting life, if you paraphrase, it's gonna ultimately linger over to the next kingdom to come. Not only here, but even to the next kingdom, right? That kingdom that we seek it for. Which is the kingdom of heaven, right? And that's what really makes those guys, best fit for rulership. Because they're seeking for wisdom, right?
Verse 22, as for wisdom, what she is and how she came up, I will tell you, and will not hide mysteries from you.
That's it. These mysteries of the kingdom, that we're bringing out, they're dealing with the good news, the gospel, man. Got it, right?
But will seek her out from the beginning of her nativity,
That's it.
and bring the knowledge of her into light, and will not pass over the truth.
That's it, and that's what we're doing. Like the brothers going into the missiles, even the herbs, whatever it is, man. We bringing forth wisdom, man. Ultimately, to what? Save your life, man. Matter of fact, get that Isaiah 33:6. If the brother ain't got it, bring it out.
Yeah, this second Ezra 8, starting verse 51. It says, but understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. And if I may preface this truth, man, is understanding which this wisdom, it was going to lead us to that kingdom. Because it tells you in 2 Peter how we hasten for that kingdom to come, man. And that's really like unto our glory.
Right. Hey, if I may, that's so on point with Yahweh Shah, because when you deal with Yahweh Shah, you're dealing with his coming back and his return, and he all about his return. He's even looking forward to his coming, man. He ain't coming like a man, and they're not going to wrestle him down or do it, chain him up. So it's all about Yahweh Shah return and ushering into that kingdom. So it's a constant. We meditating on it all the time. This is our hope that it comes sooner.
Yeah, just continuing on, it says, for unto you is paradise open. Woo. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. And this is ultimately the kingdom of heaven, which it is starting right here, man. This is that flow ground of a kingdom that's going to reign forever, man. This is going to be the new paradise. You see, this is going to, he said rest is going to be allowed, and it says perfect goodness and wisdom. You see, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be the highest form of wisdom really on display, man. And you're going to see from the results and how things are going to turn out, contrary to Esau Edom and his wisdom being pushed forth. You see how it turned out. It's going to turn out to a destruction, man. But this kingdom, from the wisdom that's going to be presented, is going to reign forevermore.
If I may, because there's so much more out there to seek.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than what's in the neighborhood and shit.
If I make it to
Bring
you
it
on,
up.
it's like, man.
Bring it out.
Yeah, it says the root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. It says sorrows are past, and the end is show the treasures of immortality. If I make it going back, that shows you it's way more other things out there to explore. You know, but even considering Esau, this nigga, he didn't pretty much concealed everything to you can't look outside of America. You know, or even knowing what's outside your neighborhood. You see, but hey, in the king, your mind gonna be more expanded, so it's gonna be more things. You're gonna be more in the mind and doing all sorts of things, because it's gonna be a lot more to explore, even within yourself, man.
Real quick, Esau conditioned this society to make you really want to die. You don't really want to be here like that. No, you ain't. If you had an opportunity to be immortal in this society, you would choose not to do it, man. Think about it. Esau give out triple 15 life sentences to niggas. So if you was immortal, for the 3-strike rule, you be doing eternity in lockdown, nigga. 23 hours lockdown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, and Esau make sure, you know, he come back to you in the year 35, 59. You know, you got about 16 lifetimes to go, buddy. You know, so no, Esau doesn't promote a type of atmosphere that you would want to live forever, but in the kingdom of heaven where wisdom dwells, oh well, yeah. And the you know, you got eternity to scope out the heavens. That's always expanding, ain't it? The scripture the brother just read is prepared. So the Lord out there as well preparing for us. That's why Esau keep running into new planets. Damn, got it.
Just to bag y'all up, because again, this kingdom got to end because it's wicked though. And the reason the kingdom gonna be everlasting in the kingdom of heaven because it's righteous. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 15, it says, for righteousness is immortal. So there's no reason why this place should be able to continue, because this is what the valley of the shadow of death, man. And just like death, everything have to come to an end, you know?
And that's a spirit, man. Jake even back his brothers up. Cause like Jake, I don't know if y'all brothers ever heard of Jake. He got this deep demon on him. Like, yeah, we didn't know him. But it's like, nigga, your fucking mindset in this number.
Yeah.
It can't really surpass America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just going into, when you go into that wisdom, you know, it far exceeds out there, you know? It'll say, the truth shall set you free, you know? That's what, hey, the well of the truth is gonna set your mind free, man. From those bands that'll put upon you, that'll put upon thy neck, you know? What you got? I'll bring that up.
Come, this is Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
Hey, yeah, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord. When you go into that word knowledge, it goes back to know, man. See? And which it's this book in its entirety, man. You know? It is what? Read again.
The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
And is that not what we seek it for? We seek it for life. Versus like the elder was speaking upon, this place gives you death, man. You know, yeah, one nigga excuses, hey, we all gonna die one day. You know what I mean? Just to continue in his wickedness, man. You know? You got it, huh?
And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
Oh, they that do the things that please the Lord shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. And that may be something far beyond you niggas out there, man. Because all you think about is death, man. Because why? You lack the knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. You know, you're in that dome, that spiritual dome, man. You can't go out, you can't succeed outside of America, which America is death, man. You know? You got it.
That's a lot of them. What they say, Jake don't think outside the box.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, they put how about Shemi Awashai in the box, man. Lord is out there.
If I may, going back where it said riches are not coming for a nigga. You know, so everybody ain't meant to rule, you know. This ain't meant for everybody, it's only for, as it said, ye judges of the earth. You know, it's like
I got something. I think I'll pass it.
Yeah, I got something real quick. But you bring up what you have.
I got something to bag y'all up. Just going back into this wisdom. And this wisdom ultimately going to lead to what? Eternal rulership. Kingdom. Like you probably just mentioned. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 8. And I'm going to start at verse, Wisdom of Solomon 8 and verse 13. It says, moreover, by the means of her, and there her is wisdom, it says, I shall obtain immortality, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me. I shall set the people in order, and the nation shall be subject unto me. So with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we're going to have rulership. You know, because again, like the brother just mentioned, this wisdom actually teach you how to rule, man. You know, it says wisdom is not coming to a nigga, because a nigga don't know how to rule. First time a nigga gets some shit, he'll fuck it up, man. He'll be left in a worse state than it was in the beginning, but at the same time, with this wisdom, what it do, it builds on it, for lack of better words. It make things better. Like we were just talking on the side, in the kingdom of heaven, it ain't like we're gonna have to switch things up. We're gonna have to bring forth a new law, or we're gonna have to change the ordinance. No, it's gonna be the same thing that we're doing right now, man. And all the nations and all the people are gonna see the benefit of the wisdom of Yahweh Shah, man. The grass is literally gonna be greener on the other side just because we kept the lands out. Something as simple as that is gonna benefit everybody, man.
If I may, that's what's gonna make Esau even more frustrated.
Yeah.
Because it's the same. We have to reinvent nothing. It's the same laws from the scripture that you had the whole time. You're gonna be sitting there kicking each other based upon the fact that you could have implemented this if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But you just a devil. You're gonna get it
He
right.
had the time. He had the opportunity. The scriptures tell us he had the opportunity.
Yup.
It's like just one thing that came into my mind is Lazarus and the rich man. You know, he said, Lord said, Lord, what you gonna do for me? He said, you had Moses and the prophets. You had the scriptures. You had the scriptures to have eternal life, to have a beautiful rulership, but guess what? You refused it, man.
I'm gonna say something along the lines when he was in the land of righteousness or something like that.
They said when he woke up in hell, it was a great goat fix in between the two. He said, Lord, send me some relief. And he said, after God said, ask Lazarus, then he said,
The one I'm thinking about is they shall not learn righteousness.
okay, come.
Right.
I was thinking.
Okay, you think about that too. But that's heavy too. Lazarus, you got it, brother.
No, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 38, verse 24.
Because the brother was speaking towards wisdom and how Esau got everybody stuck in the box, because really Jake is pressed down through the fact that Jake a slave over here, man. Esau has mentally enslaved the plant, all right? And as the elder was going into the fact that Esau, he has the opportunity in his leisure time, so to speak, to really push forth the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but he chooses not to. So I'll bring it out. 38, Sirach 38 and 24. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. So wisdom cometh by the opportunity of leisure. And when you go into leisure, it says the use of free time for enjoyment. So this free time that Esau's supposed to have, he's supposed to do is, the brothers are speaking to him, he's supposed to be looking into all of the things, great and small, as to how to skillfully add to these law, statutes, and commandments to push the people towards righteousness. He did the opposite of it, man, in his free time. He pushed the people towards wickedness. It says...
You want to mark everybody.
What now?
And then you want to mark everybody.
Yeah.
Showing you what side of prophecy he on.
Huh?
You the beast, man. Okay.
It says, he that have little business shall become wise.
And this is what we're doing now. We have little business when it comes to the word. So we have all the time on the planet Earth to what? To gain wisdom, because in our leisure time, hey, I ain't going to the club. I'm not finna get up with this bro. I'm finna go get up with the bros. I'm finna study. I'm finna watch some lesson. I just got cussed out by Esau at the job. Let me pop on this lesson so I won't choke Esau tomorrow at the job. You see, Jake finna get up and go get drunk, talk shit about his boss, and then lose his job tomorrow in his leisure time. But we added unto wisdom. Because what? We leaned upon the understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So in that day, we became wise, man, in our leisure time. So I'll read back and pass it. Salah. It says...
If I may, that's what that word dedicated means.
Mm-hmm.
Or consecrated, or holy. It means separate, put aside for a certain position, for a certain reason, for a certain later future event. And that's what the Lord did with his elect. He just put us aside. We still here. But he just separated. He put us aside for a certain specific reason. Our brothers are that's because we're gonna get beamed up, and all this hell break out. And then we set aside to rule. We're gonna be a part of that governing body as well. There's a reason why we studying to do all of this. Like, what happens when somebody studying Babylon? They typically end up being like a doctor or some shit. Like, they be somewhere odd. Studying kingly riches, wisdom, and okay. Well, what's the kingdom of heaven founded upon? Wisdom and judgment, and all right. So naturally, we all applying for the same positions. The governing body of the elect in the kingdom of heaven.
I'll read back Sirach or Ecclesiastes 38 and 10, 38 and 24. Salah. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, a Saturday. Nobody want to go out there and do the work on a Saturday because, hey, the women are getting nice, you got to get a haircut, you got to go get the cologne, you got to make sure the car's washed. Hey, that's what Jake finna go do, but this is what we're doing in our leisure time that the Lord will be able, so when the Lord get busy, hey, we'll receive salvation because these people had the time now. It says, and he that have little business, and that's in reference to the word, shall become wise. That's why it wouldn't behoove Jake to take his hand away from the plow and go apply for a job at Adam 22. Nah, man, stay conversing upon this, man. It's a reward that comes at the end of this.
You got? I got something real quick just to bag y'all up. This the book of Wisdom of Solomon 10 and verse 9. It says, but wisdom delivereth from pain those that attend upon her. Now I got that word attend in etymology. It says to direct one's mind or energies. And again, that's basically you putting all your time and energy into the truth, man. Because ultimately, if you put your time and energy into the truth, you're going to reap the reward of salvation. Because that's what it's really mainly about, man. Niggas think it's about women, Isaiah 4:1, and niggas think it's about being deep. You got to be saved first, man, in order to get the kingdom of heaven. But the step to get saved, you have to have this truth, this wisdom, this understanding, man, the prudence of your Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms 50 and 16. It says, but unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, he talking about leisure. What Esau like doing his leisure time versus what the elect is doing in their leisure time. It's different. It said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Esau likes to do that. Every once in a while you see, we believe in God, so-called Christian nation, you'll see a description of a scripture somewhere, or, they used to have 10 commandments in the courtroom. You got constant battles about that, We used to say pledge allegiance and things under God, and then they figured out, well, we ain't gonna do that because that pushes aside the Islam. So what you trying to do? You either trying to make some conglomerate Babylon where everybody could dwell in, or you trying to set up the kingdom of heaven, or you're trying to establish righteousness as far as the scriptures go. But showing you who the wicked are. They are people that's going to have the words of the Lord and the statutes in their mouth. But it says, seeing thou hatest instruction and casting my words behind thee. Yeah, you're known for talking like you read the scriptures, Esau. You're known for quoting scriptures. You're even known for declaring statutes. The Bible is the law of the land. That's what Ronald Reagan said in the 80s. Whereas you hate instruction. Whereas you cast the words behind you. As soon as the lights and the cameras go off, you over there at the Epstein Island. Or you go on back to Bohemian Grove, right? The same guy, Nixon said Bohemian Grove is the most faggoty thing he ever seen in his life, And he was, and that's where all the elites of the politicians go and meet up and play little games, but naked in the jungle, in the forest of the redwood forest over there in California. Meanwhile they doing sacrifices. It goes on, when thou sawest a thief, thou consentest with him. To consent with something means you agree with him. If you walking with a mower, right? If you walking with a mower down the street, you consent this with that. You in agreement. The scripture says, "Can two walk together, let them be agreed." All right. So you consent, bro. Esau consent with thieves. Like you go ahead, and you rob and you steal and you take, and then all of a sudden you become you're a titan of industry. No, all you did was rob, steal, and kill to get that industry. consented with thief and has been partakers with adultery. So it goes deep with Esau. He allows the evil to go on, but then you got the word of the Lord in your mouth. Which one is it? The Lord was tired of dealing with hypocrites when he was on the scene 30 years ago, 2,000 years ago. He was tired of dealing with hypocrites. He was calling out all the hypocrites, man. And a hypocrite go back to where hypocrisy mean acting, right? Somebody who can put on a performance. Yeah, you look like you obey the law statute. You look like you are Christian and a God-fearing Edomite. But we all know your seed line don't go back to the people of the righteous seed. You're of the wicked seed. So you can't, and it's proof because you consent with all the wicked things of this world. It's the proof is in the foot. No matter how reverent the Edomite gonna look, the proof is what is his law? What's the last law he just passed? Palantir. What's that? What he wanna do with you? Go ahead,
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 39. I'm starting from the top. See, it says, but he just going back into that leisure time. You know, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof, we seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. You see, in which, it was part being occupied in prophecy pretty much entails the destruction of Esau. Huh? See, it's going to be certain spirits that will be set up to expound on it. But it says, he would keep the sayings of the renowned men and be subtle in and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversing in dark parables. You know, and one of those dark parables really like the end of the world, man. You see, in which that's where our expertise come in that expounded on the end of the world. Because listen to Esau, this nigga, he'll tell you that the planet Earth and its entirety gonna blow up. And it ain't no rulership outside of his. But looking at it through the lens of how about Shah, they're the prophets. You know that Jacob, we say Esau is the end and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. So you know the kingdom of heaven really consists of you ruling. You see, and it's gonna give the whole planet Earth a new look. But it go on to say, it says, he shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He would travel through strange countries, for he have tried the good and the evil among men. You know, so just pretty much going back on our leisure time. Our leisure time is different because we spending our time really to seek out wisdom, and this wisdom is going to lead to a kingdom. You know. It says he shall serve among great men and appear before princes.
And that's really talking about the prophets, man. Appear before princes. It's really the prophets, but you really do that through the internet. You know, the unicorn, you got it. They do the heavy lifting. You got it.
He would travel through strange countries.
In that strange country that we traveled in, it's in America, man. The prophets is on the western hemisphere now. You know, we being on the east, man. You know, but this is one of the empires that the Lord got us prophesying against here in the west. You got it.
It says, for he that tried the good, for he hath tried the good and the evil among men.
And that's like that parable, I think it's in St. Matthew, the 13th chapter. You throw that net out, you know, and you bring in good and bad, man. You know, so this word is getting pushed out in front of everybody, man. The ones who receive it and the ones who just going to reject it. Everybody receiving the words of Yahweh Shah. So it's not going to be no excuse once the destruction happens, man. You know?
I would make it respectable, you know? So they all definitely can see it. And they go back to the word look, specs. So they all can look at it, they all see us, and it's kind of like a spectacle. People stop and stare and break their neck trying to see what the hell we doing up here. Are they going to dance? What is it? You know? It's the words of the Lord coming up.
That's it. And then it also says, you shall be having fame and the same that you do the same. You know what I'm saying? Because again, Yahweh Shah, people think calculated, man. You know, because these people, they're going to demonize us to a high level. So that's what those people was talking about. But at the same time, when you demonize us, that's also going to push out our message, man. You know, the message that America going to be destroyed, the message that the so-called white man, the devil, the message that the MOTB is a tiny little device that's going to go under your skin, man. You know, so it's going to be a necessary evil for us to be persecuted, bro. You know?
point is at 40. I'm gonna start at 30. I'm gonna start at 39. This is 2nd Ezra 16:39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn. And the mourning is only gonna increase, man. You know, the mourning of Esau, we seen it playing out before us. Hey, they killed Charlie Kirk, man. They killed them. Then you had a little bit after that, you had what? At a visual, white man fight back. Fight back who, man? Jake didn't do it. Wasn't no, hey, Issachar didn't do it. It was you. You did it. You that house divided, man. You see? So these are the prophecies. These plagues are coming upon the earth. They're not slack anymore, man. They're only increasing. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come up on it on every side. That's why you see the people bugging out over there in France, man. Now it was a minute ago what went on over there in Africa when that little the young dictator came up and was like, hey, we ain't having that, man. And Esau basically came out and was like, yo, this young buck, he don't know how to play on the political stage. It was like, yo, he bucking up against the wrong one. Well, that young man spirit, that young lion spirit that he had about him, it provoked the spirits of the old lions that was around him. You know what? If you're willing to do it, young man, so am I. So am I. So am I. What did they go do? They went and joined league with Russia, man. So now you have Russia bagging these smaller African countries, and now Russia was saying, so what you got to say now? The Africans told France to get up out of there. France had made a proud statement in the beginning that it was going to be, that, hey, it ain't nothing y'all can do. We'll fly over there and take what we want. Who gonna stop us? That's when they made the league with Russia, and Russia said, now what you got to say? Hey, all of a sudden, France was out of there.
They setting up for World War III, right?
Yeah, they were set. So these are these plagues coming up on all sides, because no matter where you look at, when you looking at European colonies or European imperialism, all of it's collapsing right before your eyes, man. It's not just America; it's everywhere, man. The Lord is coming against the nation of Edom itself, man. But more importantly, it's the spearhead of America.
If I may.
You got it?
Yeah, that's the word that's going out throughout the world. If you're tired of Western colonialism, just find the Eastern powers. Find China, find Russia.
Yep.
The word done went out.
Yep. And everybody's that's what the weak are now beginning to say, that I am strong. You see, because they have that guard that the scriptures is going there. He shall be a guard unto them. The Russia's that guard. It says, and sorrow shall come up on it on every side, and that's basically America, because everybody's privy to the Western ways, man. Everybody's privy to it. But this is the point. Oh my people, hear my word, and this is what the brother was going into. Hey, we passing through these places. If you're a believer of Yahweh Shah, and you're walking with knowledge and wisdom, hey, we just passing through this place, man. So don't be afraid of the judgment that's coming to us. It says, oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battles. So this is a battle, as the brothers are going into. All of these calamities, these plagues, and these tribulations, it's set up as a battle against Esau and our benefit, man. We still gotta be in the ring. Yep. We still gotta be here. It says, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And if I could, I'd get pilgrim real quick. Pilgrim, etymology. All right. It says foreign. It goes into foreign. All right. It says a person traveling to a holy place.
Ooh, they say to what?
To a holy place. The pilgrim. So the Lord said for us to be his pilgrims. You got it though, brother.
Yep, just going back. Traveling to, matter of fact, that's an etymology, right?
Come.
Do you see where it says one that seeketh the sign?
It says, or seeking some miracle or spiritual benefit.
Yeah, and that's the times that we're going into, man. When ye shall seek miracles, man. You know, but you gotta be prepared, by the way, in your mind, man. Matter of fact, you get that by one drop.
This is Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
Yeah, hey, that's it. It says we foresee the evil. We see in prophecy happen. You know what I mean? These nations gathering up to come up against Babylon. So guess what? This is the time for us to hide ourselves, man. All right, within what? The house of Yahweh Shah, man. We're considering the times, man. The shortage of food, which that's plain. That should be plain unto the holy. But what? It's stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Niggas ain't considering, man. Niggas trying to figure out how can I get these food stamps. You know what I mean? You got it, dog.
It says, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Yeah, and a nigga with that mindset, he's gonna continue to pass on and become punished, man. He don't know when the shortage coming. You know, because when it hit the news, it's gonna be at the last minute. Matter of fact, get on 2nd Ezra 6:22 off the shop. Because even just talking about that famine, that's a real heavy way to humble a nigga. You know, it's by the way of taking his plate away, man. You know, here it is, we in Babylon. You know, where your calendar is full of feast days. You know, every activity Jake throws, somebody got to bring a plate. You know what I mean? So when the Lord bring that famine upon you, that's going to be really heavy judgment that's going to come upon you, man.
If I may add on, they did the same thing in Masada, man. In 67 AD, and it's no coincidence that Nero back in power now. He's gonna run the same play he ran in the first quarter, man. You know, what you got there?
This 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yep, your storehouses are going to be found empty. Your Walmarts, your Krogers, your Aldis, you know, whatever grocery store, nearest grocery store, your Whole Foods, is going to suddenly be found empty, man. And it's happening now. Prices again are rising secretly. You know, you don't often get an article on that, but you can feel it. You know what I mean? When you look into your bank account after you went grocery shopping, you know, these things are happening, man. You got it?
It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
Yeah, hey, that trumpet shall give a sound. But here we are, we're blowing that trumpet now. But even if you consider that trumpet then, it's gonna be your news, your broadcaster, man. You know? It's gonna give a sound. Then everybody gonna consider, oh shit, you know, come on, get the keys. We gotta hit the stove. You know? But by the time the news get it, the shit gonna be empty. It's gonna be too late. You know?
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 9 in the NLT. Those killed by the sword are better off than those who die by hunger. You know, so it's better, you know, to die, you know, by a bullet, you know, than die by hunger, man, because that's a grievous process, man. You know, and it says, starving, they waste away for lack of food from the field. You know, and that's gonna be bad, man, when you go from 260, you know, to 160, man. Find a way, you slamming, your ribs showing, you know, that's gonna be a grievous death, man, for niggas, man. You know, to starve to death. You know, like say often the Snicker commercial, you know, you're not yourself when you're home. You know, when you thinking about some chicken fingers, and you go to eat your own fingers, man. You know,
that's a parable by Esau Edom, which really gonna cause a lot of you niggas to take that chip. You know what I mean? Because you gonna understand, you gonna be bugged out when the hunger pains start kicking in. Nigga ain't never fasted a day in his life, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he ain't never felt this before. So shit gonna kick in. Like the brother always say, yeah, little Junior gonna look like a Whopper Junior in that thing, man. You know, and like the brother was speaking, little Sharkeisha, you know, she a 2-month-old baby, she holding y'all back. Shit, we gonna have to eat this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Leave her or eat her, you know? That's the mindset that people gonna come into in these days, man. Remember, a time like never seen before, man.
Oh, man, they got a lot of attacks on increase too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's some people that are going to see you eating. You know, don't think that you just gonna have it all and your cousins or your family members. You know, people are already losing for the things that you have. They already covered it. How much more when you got the food, you got access to the food and they don't.
If I may, they gonna resort back into like a beast mind mentality, man. When he's not gonna care about nothing but his next meal, and that's what happens when people go hungry, man. they say an instinct of survival. Really, it's just gonna be an instinct of you being the beast, man. Niggas smell gonna be how he gonna smell when the pack of Doritos open. He's gonna get to a point when people gonna eat dog food when the food run out. Get to a point then gonna start eating stool, and they ain't gonna satisfy them, and they just gonna start eating people. It's gonna be a terrible process that we're going into, man. Papa Prashad, you got it.
Come.
We're back on you.
Okay, good. Yeah, just going to the brother's point, man. Hey, like he said, you don't think it's just gonna be all roses and petals because you eat. Ain't nobody gonna come up, you know what I mean? Yeah, you gonna hit you there, bro. You remember that $5 I let you borrow? You know what I mean? Hell yeah, I don't remember that. Next thing you know, you on a fucking grill, man. You got it.
So like if I may, scripture said, people shall invade one another for the lack of bread. So people gonna be robbing people, for food, man. Okay. Verse 10. Tender-hearted women have cooked their own children. They have eaten them to survive the season.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen too, man. And it happened before, and it's gonna happen all over again. As they say, history repeats itself. A lot of women gonna be eating their children, these little GMO babies that's full of McDonald's and Wendy's, Waffle House and Burger King. A lot of women gonna put their ass on a fucking grill as well, man. When they ain't gonna have nothing else in the refrigerator.
Shalaki, if I may, Shalaki, big point. You often bring out how, they can have these certain human DNAs and McDonald's and all that. They already been
Can you build up for it? Can you prep? You know what I mean? A little nigga gonna taste just like a chicken, like a 10-piece. It's a McDouble. But like you said, bro, that's beautiful. It's getting these people built. You already getting built and prepared for these things without even knowing, man. All because you're not prudent. You're not foreseeing the evil, man.
Nah, I was just wanted to add to the brother's point because the brother just hit the point. But just to add to it, the American scientific data says the average American can't go 4 hours without snack. So if you can't go 4 hours without snack, if you wasn't born before 1990, if you was born after 1995, nigga, you don't know what it feels like to have an empty refrigerator. Really? You don't know what it feels like to have an empty refrigerator. Well, I remember in the 90s, the youngest kids ate, and you'll eat at school tomorrow. You ate at school, so you went a day or two. The parent went days without eating. These people don't know that, man. So the Lord is going to bring that back in the most terrifying way, man.
And that's why convenience culture is going away. That's why it says, make no tearing and come to the Lord, man. And putting that off from day to day. Because soon the wrath of the Lord is going to come upon you. That's the time that we're coming to. The Lord is setting people up for the get-go. Niggas are obsessed with social media and the spirit, the shit that happened over there in New Palm. That was social media started, man. Niggas can't get on Facebook, Instagram. Imagine when a nigga can't eat no more. Imagine that reaction, man. Especially over here in the West, when you mix guns and niggas sprung out on perk 30s and everything, niggas overly emotional. You asking for a bad time here, man. Y'all got it.
If I may add, they snare through convenience. All these different luxuries. It's like even going onto the drugs. The nigga, they run to that shit for a fix. But when you ain't got that fix no more, it's nothing to really calm you down. This place really this is the valley of the shadows of death. You're gonna see how these people's response is gonna be to the food we eat, and they fed through the convenience, DoorDash and restaurants and shit, man. Shit just readily available for them.
And really, if I may add too, there's really gonna be the Lord sending these motherfuckers sending like a plague on these people. It's a reason why, because the nigga was wicked, man. That's why Jeremiah the 15th chapter makes so much sense. You guys go on.
Backing up the officer's point, Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16, if I may get it in the NLT, it says, I will shower you with the deadly arrows of famine to destroy you.
If I may, you consider an arrow as silent. It's a silent weapon. You don't know it's there until it hits you. So again, read that one more time.
It says, I will shower you with the deadly arrows of famine to destroy you.
And like I was speaking earlier, the grocery store, you don't really know that shit really getting real until you check your bank account, man. You know what I mean? You just in there grabbing shit. You see it, you like, goddamn $15. Fuck it, come on, get them. We need it. But then you check the bank account, you can't pay the light bill next week now, man.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That's those arrows of the famine creeping up on you, man.
Inflation is part of the arrow.
That's it, yep.
Bill Gates gone down the ball for him. Yeah.
Oh, they had a big, I don't know if y'all think that, with that Idaho or Kentucky farmers.
Oh,
The Arkansas.
And they basically saying, look, even after we sell everything we got, we gonna be bankrupt. Like we gonna be in the under. We're gonna be below the income. You know, we're not gonna make a profit for the second year in a row. They talking about people that had the things open for 5 generations had to close down their farming, and they need Trump. And so I mean, if you close down all the Arkansas farmers, what is that gonna produce? So it show you how when it comes to famine, like it's so delicate. It's just like the ecosystem. It's delicate, but when the farmers ain't farming no more, you're bringing in another form of inflation. Inflation. And then scarcity.
Hyperinflation.
They got a saying called food scarcity right now. You know, I remember the latest article was like dealing with New Jersey. That means that it's just not readily available to these households like it used to be. But you had all these kids, because back then food was coming in. But now all of a sudden it's scarce. Like you're looking at people, all that rationing amongst family. A lot of they can't do that. They don't know how to do it in this lifetime. But you're gonna have to find out the hard way.
And even that family that's going over there in Gaza, man. I seen it was an article. Girl, she was biting her damn nails so bad, she ended up biting her damn fingers in, man. Real talk started chewing on her fingers, but that's a mental thing that's gonna play on your psyche. You know, people gonna think about in the family. You would wish you would have never threw away that hamburger. You wish you would have saved this money. You wish this, you wish that, but it's gonna be too late then. Like it says, it's an arrow. You don't know an arrow there until you got hit. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Continuing, Ezekiel 5 and 16, Salaki NLT, the famine will become more and more severe.
If I may, it says the famine is going to go more and more severe, man. So it's going to be steps to it. They're going to get to a point you can't eat regular food, and niggas going to start eating dog food and cat food. That's going to become a reality, man. And as soon as all that run out, people gonna try to eat leaves, niggas gonna eat dong, like them niggas doing in Africa. Then they gonna get to a point where niggas gonna start eating people. And all that can happen in the matter of a week, bitch.
Yep.
You know? It don't take long for a nigga to go crazy when he don't have no food on his bill. You got it.
Amazing. You said, like, going back to that severe steps, people's refrigerators ain't as full as they used to be.
That's it.
So, like you said, it's a build up to it, man. You know what you got, huh?
If I may, back and go through up, I would say I would increase the famine upon you. Going back into that build up, it's a gradual thing. That's why I say, if I may go back, it says, until every crumb of food is gone.
If I make, because motherfuckers were comfortable with wasting food. Like the brother speaking on, you didn't eat that food, you was full, you didn't eat that whole hamburger. You had 4 chips left in the bag, you didn't eat it. You know what I mean? Because you was full. But here it is, hey, the Lord is going to have it to the point where you're going to wish you had that, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to think about it. Hey, I had a little bit of piece of that McDonald's hamburger, man. I threw that shit away. Now you and big cuz in the argument because you threw it away, man.
You know? If I may, then you're going to know a prophet has been among you. Yeah, you're going to know that the Lord warned you before. Ain't going to be no cloak for your sins. You ain't going to be able to say, Lord, I ain't know. No, the Lord warned you. Had his men out, beginning with the apostle letters on down, constantly, day in and day out, warning you that these things were coming upon planet Earth. So by you not receiving these words, you know, then you're going to know that, damn, it's too late. And the Lord going to be justified by destroying you, man.
Real quick, I made brother, I'm not got something.
This is the AI overview. It says reports of people eating or considering eating cat and dog food due to the cost of living have appeared in news coverage and social media. While often not a story about a specific man, the scenario highlights the severe financial difficulties faced by some people due to inflation and rising costs.
Hey, if I may, thus said the Lord. Like the brother said, man, then shall they know that a prophet has been among you, man. Hey man, this part of the secrets of the Lord as well, man. That famine. Everybody don't know it's a famine. Like, hey, like me and the brother joke about nigga talking about Taco Bell at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you know Taco Bell, though. Nigga just came from the club. You know what I mean? He down him a bottle of Don Julio, and he think about Taco Bell, man. Well, it's gonna get a point in time where that shit gonna shut down. McDonald's gonna shut down. Burger King gonna shut down. And you gonna have to steal your food from your little rock roller in the house, man. Now y'all battling over a bag of dog food, you know what I mean? That's the times to come, man.
Back to that Ezekiel chapter 5, finishing off verse 17 NLT. And along with the famine, wild animals will attack you.
Woo! That's it. They got it. They rock rock. Yeah. They got to eat too.
And they dog food gonna come in quick, man.
Yeah, that's it. You got it, dog.
And rob you of your children.
That's it.
Hey, come on, I made it's the second Kings, Bible Shop. You're gonna eat our son today, and tomorrow they're gonna eat the other son. That's what it means, take your children, because it's gonna be people that's gonna eat their kids, but it's gonna be people that's gonna die with their kids, man. Because you're the only baby, that's the only baby in the projects, and we don't want to kill no older. You gotta go.
Disease and war will stalk your land.
And that part of that disease is you eating people. Niggas get mad, you gonna get a form, man, cow disease for doing that, man. And it says war. A food famine, that's really war, man.
It's a war tactic.
Yeah, it's a war tactic. That's why when going to 70 AD, they had seized the city, man. You gotta do what?
Come. And I will bring the sword of the enemy against you.
And then, now Esau gonna come through. So in the midst of the famine, Esau gonna come through. Either he gonna have a sword, you wanna eat? And they say, yeah, you gotta take this chip. I don't want to take it. Then he gonna try to shoot you down. This Esau MO, man. He ain't like this guy just bragging on something new. He's making a new play. This is the same play he ran in the first quarter during the Roman Empire. You got it, bro.
It says, I, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, have spoken.
Now go to Ezekiel, the 4th chapter. Start at verse 9.
Come. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 9. The heading is defiled bread. It says,
yeah, just go ahead and get to the point in verse 9.
Come. Ezekiel 4 and 11. Thou shalt drink also water by measure. The 6th part of an hin, from time to time shalt thou drink.
Yes, because that's how bad it's going to be. You're going to have to drink your water by measure. Whether it be a little bit of top at a time or anything. Because again, that's going to be one of the most valuable resources upon the planet Earth. Food and water. Niggas are not going to care about the big booty bitch, Instagram stars, scrolling. It's a thing called a death scroll. All those things are going to go out the window. In reality, it's going to set the main stage, man. And a part of reality being the main stage is you got to eat.
Yeah, just to add to that brother's point, you already drinking your water by measure, because at one point you could just dip a bucket, you knew it was clean, it was good, to a point that you got brought over here to America. Now you're getting it through these old ass faucets, but that was okay to a point that he let you know, it's like, what be going through those faucets. You don't want to drink that faucet water either. To a point now he got you drinking microplastics, man. And you do that with measure. Now, you don't know how to clean your own water. You don't know how to go find well water, brown water. So what are you stuck to bottled plastic water now? Now all you got to do is just take that plastic water off the shelf. How do you survive? Yeah, how do you survive now? You don't know how to clean rainwater. So you people are through.
Yeah, and then you try to go to these different lakes. They got private land. That little viral video. This private land. I thought it was state property. That's gonna be for real. Because people are gonna search out. People are gonna try to go fishing. People are gonna try to go to the lake and things like that. That's gonna be a crowded area, and it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna put you down for stepping on this private property, man.
He's gonna own it also. It's gonna be military protecting those waterways.
This is.
And they lock your ass up for catching rainwater.
Yeah.
Jake told me that recently out of fucking Inslee. Nigga in Inslee was catching rainwater. So police told me that, yeah, we don't pour that shit out, we gonna lock your ass up.
Yeah, and nigga trying to do right. You know what I'm saying? He's so sick, man. Nigga Inslee trying to be righteous, man. They call all you how about shit now. He trying to get right, man. And Esau basically turning him the wrong way, man.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we gotta get out this place. Cause he want everybody to be dead, man. You know, you got it.
I got one for you. Yeah, this same chapter, Ezekiel 4 and verse 16 in NLT. It said, then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water will be rationed out drop by drop.
Yeah, they say the water will be rationed out drop by drop. You got it.
And people will drink it with dismay. It says lacking food and water, people will look at one another in terror, and they will waste away under their punishment.
I'll push out. Read that up to the top. One more time.
Yeah, come. Yeah, Ezekiel 4 and 16. It says, then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem.
Now, Jerusalem. Now, we got to put it out there. Because Jerusalem, people for the place. So that's talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's talking about you niggas, man. All right? That's putting a stamp on it. Lord says he's going to make food scarce in Jerusalem, man. That's talking about you people. You greedy, glutton, eating ass niggas, man.
Talking about Jacob Trouble.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, if I may, because in the KJV, he goes into he's gonna break that staff.
Yeah.
And that staff, I got it in the Strong's H4294. It goes back to a support of life.
That's it. Because that's what, hey, fool, that's it, bro. That's why a nigga can be prideful. That's why he can step to you the way he stepped to you. Because nigga can go on to a goddamn warm cooked meal, man. You know? 3 o'clock in the morning, he can hit McDonald's. You know what I mean? That's why the nigga step like that, man. But guess what? The Lord is going to cut that staff of life off, man. You know? You gonna see some prideful niggas be humble in that day, man.
He said he don't want you to live. Thanks.
What can I do with him, man? They just give me something to eat, man. They gonna be a popular, man. Popular.
Chicken with 2 cookies. Whatever.
It says, yeah, lacking food and water, people will look at one another in terror, and they will waste away under their punishment.
They gonna look at one another with terror, man. You know, again, going back to that, did we get that segregated job on the shop 15? Spoil their houses for the lack of bread. You know, because that's gonna come into reality, man. But niggas gonna be kicking down doors and shit, man. Ravishing your houses just for a can of ravioli.
You might have to put a nigga in the phone else in a minute.
Yeah.
Because he done crept into your home at 3 in the morning. Man ain't gonna ration you. He ain't gonna want the ration.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Eventually, niggas gonna and then how much worse it gonna be for Eve in that day? I believe that situation happened in Haiti. And they got so many videos of when they was rationing out them things in Haiti. The women wasn't making it back with them bags of rice all the way back home. Give me that. But you already had something, bitch. It's gonna be severe. So that's why Isaiah 4 gonna balance it all out for y'all. You're gonna have to deal with a man that already got 10 other, 17 other, 40 other women. Fall in line and get your ration. If the Lord dealing with that man, you gotta trust.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yeah, here it is, man. Gonna spoil their goods, man. For the lack of bread, man. And great tribulation, man, because it ain't gonna be no food out here. Nigga gotta eat. That's gonna be the mindset of Jake, man. Nigga gotta eat, man. So they're gonna be kicking doors down, you know, taking your wives and your children, you know, all just for the lack of bread, man. You might have that 1 can of ravioli that's left, last can, man. And a nigga come in there and take it. You know, you gotta put up a bear fight with it. Yeah, that's it.
It's a guarantee.
That's it.
You know, you gotta think to it like, here it is, Esau's locking up his doors because he don't want to get a TV taken from him.
Yeah.
Jake locking up his doors because, hey, he don't want you to take his Jay. What more with it? Hey, you gotta lock these doors because motherfucker hungry. You know it's guaranteed somebody to come through that door eventually. Now that it ain't a matter of when, It ain't a matter of if but when, you know. Because right now it's a will they break into me and your house ain't been broken into yet. It's in that day it's a guarantee somebody coming through that door today.
Hey, you think we all stay in that?
Yeah.
There we go. Everybody gonna get sized up in that day.
Yeah.
You know, you outside, you know.